Hi, I'm Chris from Development. Let's take a look at how we can use the email confirmation with the users module. And first of all, the way to do that, you're going to need to have a Mailgun account. And once you have that, you actually need to go ahead and insert your proper settings into the webmin config. And this was covered in the email screencast for the server-side email module. And you can also find more information about that in the webmin guide under Mailgun config, and it'll walk you through how you do that. And I've already set mine up from a previous screencast, so I have all my settings in there. And so what we can do is we can start to take a look now at how we can use email confirmation to make sure that we get a valid registered user. There is in the client module under the users, in the create method, one of the data parameters that you can pass is a confirmation table, and this will actually take you to get the actual the deeper information on this. You need to go into the special section of the user's guide called confirmation, and this goes into not just only the basics, but also how you can get into more customized templates for your email confirmations. But to start out with, we'll just create a simple basic confirmation. And so in the user's guide here, we'll go ahead and start to do that. I'm going to go ahead and jump into my demo project, and basically what we want to do is create a user. So we'll do core.users create, and then we'll pass a username that we'd like, and then a password. And I'll just use something simple like 1234. And when you're going to be using the email confirmation, you're going to need to also collect an email address from the user as well. So we need to make sure we have an email. So I'm going to go ahead and just use one that I have already as a throwaway. And then once we have those pieces of information, then we can add a new table called confirmation, and this will contain information regarding our confirmation needs. And one of those is the from email, and this would be your email basically that you want to represent yourself as. So I'm going to do code@development.com, and then we also need a subject for the email. So I'll just say welcome to our app. And once we have this in place, I'm going to go ahead and add my response listener. And this will go ahead and create this user and then put them into a pending state, and also fire off an email to them. So first of all, let's go ahead and take just a quick look again at in the documentation here. Like I said, for the confirmation information, there is a section for that, and that's in the user's guide called confirmation. And this is what goes over the parameters for that confirmation table. So what we have just added is the from email and the subject, and those are the only required ones for just the basic email template. There are some other things in here we'll go over in a little bit on how you can customize this a little bit more. So from here on out, now we should just be able to jump over to our project in Corona, and we'll do a refresh, and we'll get an ID back, so the user's been created. And then once we go back into the webmin here, we can do a refresh, and you'll see that we have now one pending user. And users that are in a pending state are users that have been sent a confirmation email. And so it'll tell you when it was sent, and then this is the sent response, and this is coming back from Mailgun letting us know that the email was sent correctly or not. This could be a failed, but in this case we're okay. So good there. We're not confirmed or activated yet on this user because they haven't verified this through their email. Now if we wanted to just decide, hey, forget it, we're not going to worry about them following through on the email, we can activate them directly here by just clicking activate. We could also remove them immediately too as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to my email here, and let's see if we've gotten our email yet. And yes, we have here. Here's our welcome to our app, which was our subject line. And this is just the default email template. And you can actually go in and change this, but if you don't do any more customization, this is just the simple basic one here. And then inside this email here is a link that the user can click, and this will basically confirm their registration. So I went ahead and opened that into a new window, and now it's telling me that my registration code has been confirmed. So now we can jump back over into our webmin over here and take a look here. We can see that the pending user has now been added into the active users. So that means that their confirmation went through well with the email. So that's a simple way to do that, get an email confirmation. The other thing we can do is if we want to get more in depth as far as how we want to display our confirmation email, we can actually create customized templates for that, and that is covered more here in the confirmation guide. And basically what we do is we just add a couple more parameters into the confirmation table, as well as we would need to create the specific email template we wanted. Now you can go in and edit the default template that we actually just saw a second ago, and that would be in your Coronium server. It's under templates, registration, and then this email template here, you can go ahead and you can edit that if you need to. But generally it's a better idea just to go ahead and create your own additional template that you can add in there. So we'll take a quick look at how we do that. First we'd need to create a template for that. And so in all templates, when you create these, there's only really one token you need to keep in here, a template token, and that is this confirm_link, and it has the brackets here and these asterisks on each end. So this piece right here needs to be somewhere inside of your template. This is where the actual link to confirm the account is automatically placed. So in the case of a custom template, we can go ahead and down here what we'll do is I'm just going to go ahead and copy this example template here, and we'll look at how we can kind of expand on this. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go ahead and make a new little file here in our project, and we'll call this email. Let's see here, actually what did we call it here? Call it custom_email template. You can name this anything you want. You can have multiple templates that you can use. So we'll call this custom email.tpl. Then I'm going to go ahead and just paste in that bit that I had just copied from the documentation there. And in this template you can see there's a couple other new tokens. If you're not familiar with the templating system, take a look at the guide there in the server-side template, as well as in the pages module. They talk a lot more about templating. So here we have a token for username, a token for the app name, and then again we have this confirm link that is a required token that needs to be in the email somewhere. So in this case now we've added a couple other tokens here that we can customize. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm saving up this email template, and I'm going to upload this into the registration folder here in the Coronium templates so that we can utilize it. So I'm taking this custom email template and I'm uploading it here into this registration folder. So now what we can do is once we jump back over to our code, we can now start utilizing this. And again, we have this username and this app name. So let's go ahead, and in here we can add a few extra parameters. And the first one's going to be what the email template is that we want to use. And we can take a look. There's some example code here, but also up here at the top where it shows our parameters, we see that it is email_TPL, and all we need to do is provide it with the name of the template. We don't need to add any kind of pathing or anything like that. So down here in our code you can see we have email template custom_email.tpl. So we'll start with that one, and that would be custom email.tpl. And then our next piece of information we need is the actual template keys that we want to add to this template, and that goes under this TPL_keys parameter. So we'll go ahead and jump back over here, TPL_keys. That's a table. And what we're going to do in our case, since our email template has a username token and an app name, we're going to go ahead and add those in there. So in our case we'll say username equals Jill, and we'll call our app name Fun Run. So what's going to happen now is when we send off this confirmation, it's going to go ahead and grab this custom email template, and then we've also provided some additional tokens for it to customize it more. So we can't create the same user twice, so I'm going to go ahead and actually I'll just change this to Tom, and go ahead and change the username to Tom. And then we can send this off and see if we get our customized template here. So we get back our ID, so the user's been created, and in our users area here we should have a pending user, which we do right here. And so now we're just waiting for this user to receive their email and make their confirmation. So we'll jump back over to our email here, and you can see here now we have this is using our customized template, and it went ahead and dropped in the username. It also has dropped in our application name, and then because we used our required confirm link token, we have our link here that we can use to confirm this user. So once again, I can open that up, that link, and then I've been confirmed now as a registered user. So I'm going to go ahead, and once we go back to the users here, we can see that we now have 3 active users. These 3 users that have been registered using our email confirmation. And again, you can do it through using just kind of that basic template with just a simple addition of that confirm link token, or you can go ahead and create a custom and add any kind of additional tokens you want to it. So that is pretty much how you work with the email confirmation as far as registering users. And you can get more information if you need to read deeper into that in the documentation under the confirmation section in the user's guide. So that pretty much covers that. Thanks for watching.